Hello, how is everyone? Right, I've got to tell you, I'm really excited about this. I've got yet another tent, a new tent. Now, I want to thank Andrew Parks for this as well. You might have seen the thumbnail, and you might be mistaken in thinking it's the Optimus Nomad X-Lite, unless I've put in the thumbnail which tent it is. In that case, you won't. But it's not. But it is suspiciously like it, except I only paid half the price for it, and a massive thanks goes out to a guy called Elvis Pick. That's his name on the thing, Andrew Parks, who was kind enough to share a further discount code on this tent, which unfortunately doesn't seem to be working any longer. So they've either caught on and took it off or whatever. But at the time, I got a further 20% off. Now on it's the Fjern from the teeth in, Michael. It's the Fjern Stormgrotta. Stormgrotta. I think that's how you pronounce it. The name will be up anyway. So what it is, it's a 1.5 person tent. It comes in this burrito style bag, which I love. No faffing about trying to get tents in a little opening at the top, etc. It's all in that. Yeah, so I've been excited about this because before this I was actually looking at the Optimus Nomad X-Lite, and I was also looking at a tent that Al from Grey Hikes has been testing out called the Crescent, from the same people that make the tent, Astagear, from Astagear. So yeah, really excited to take a look at this. This should have arrived, it's arrived by Royal Mail. I got it from Sports Pursuit, if I didn't mention, this morning between 9 and 1. And obviously when you're waiting for something, it didn't turn up between 9 and 1. I got a thing saying it had been delayed. It's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it has only just been delivered. So I want to get this up and Mrs. show you it. Oh God, it's getting worse, isn't it? So we can have a quick look at it. Yeah, so the Astagear one was a Crescent, then the Optimus, and then Andrew Park posted this up the other day. I think he's going to be out testing it this weekend. So yeah, thanks Andrew, and thanks Elvis Pick for showing us it. I think there is one more video's come out on this. A chap named Daz, I watched his video this morning. Sorry Daz, I can't remember. It's going to be Daz Outdoors or something in it. But as a lad, if you search for this tent, it will come up. Right, without further waffle, let's have a look at it, eh? So let's just open this bag up. In fact, let me tell you what, I'm gonna just open the bag up, get the stuff out. You don't need to see what it comes with, obviously. This is, by the way, as well, Fjern's, which are a British company. This is Fjern's first dalliance, so to speak, into inner and outer and inner pitch together tent. You can pitch the outer only on this with the ground sheet, which I'd forgot to order, but I ordered it yesterday, so hopefully that'll arrive by the end of the week also. But I've got that, and I've got that with that extra code as well, so which is now gone. It's not working now. I've tried it. I put the tent back in the thing again and went to check out, and it wouldn't accept it. If you want to try it yourself, by all means, it was in capital letters, Fjern dash, little dash in between, Fjern dash extra 20. That was the code that you put in when you get the checkout. You can try it. If not, it is 159, I think, on this site, 150. I got it for £133. So let's see if this 130 quid tent is, well, we'll just have a first look at it. And I'm going off because I'm so excited. Right, I'm going to get it out. Oh, he's done it again. Right, so here's the bag opened, and on the inside, you do have instructions on the lid of the thing there. So that's showing, obviously, the tent there. I'm not going to bother reading any of that because which bloke does. We've got the ribbons tied around, which I'll undo. The poles will be in the middle. I believe there's 3 poles, 2 long, 1 short. They're 8.5 mil aluminium poles. But we'll come to that when we show you around anyway. And then 12 pegs, I believe, you get with it. Oh, and the weight of the tent. So the weight of the tent apparently is 1.6 kilograms, which is a pretty good weight for a 1.5 person tent. Right, without further ado, less waffling. Let's. I'm not saying it anymore. You know what I was going to say, and I'm not going to say it. Right, I'm going to put the tent up. Right, so I've just loosely pinned out what I think, maybe should have looked at the instructions, the 4 corners. But I think that the inner, that's for the shorter pole, I think. 2 long poles this way, that way. Oh no, I think I have pinned this wrong, haven't I? That'll be long pole, short front. Right, let me mess on with this. I think I've got this set wrong. Thought there was something pulling a bit strange. Right, so what I've done here, I did have it pegged out right, there wasn't no issues. 2 long poles going across. I do like, you've got your sleeves at the bottom. What threw me a little bit was that the poles have these on the bottom. So I thought maybe that it'd go through the sleeve and into a little clipper, but it doesn't. The poles do just sit in that. So I'm going to carry on clipping this up. I'm going to put the other pole across, and I know Andrew mentioned, and so did Daz, there's a connector that clicks together on a buckle at the top, and we said it was an absolute nightmare. So Andrew said you're better off feeding it through them, but just for a learning process I'm going to do it the hard way. So it is just a case of going round and clipping them on. Here's your guy lines, what you can wrap around your poles. But I'm going to do this. If you go and have a look at Andrew's video, I'm going to do the mods he's done where he's put another guy out, sort of a triangle with a key ring thing on, just to give it extra stability. So you've got to pull out there and there, they're attached. I will do that eventually. But right, these are the buckles that apparently I might have been better off threading the poles through. So, and I don't know if that goes underneath. I'm assuming it does. Would it make any odds? I'm not sure. It's all a learning curve, isn't it? So yeah, £133 if it all works out, and it's a 4-season tent as well. Like I said, they said it's their first dalliance into making it all in one pitch, you know, pitched together in and out of 4-season, 1 person or 1.5. It says 1 and a dog or 1 in your gear. So right, we'll get back on with it. So I got that clip on, no problem. And I thought, what's all the fuss about? Then I come to do this one here, or these two, at the back here, and you just can't do it. You can't, you've got to press down on that track. There's just not enough, and they're so tiny, especially with chubby chops. You just can't do it. So I've literally just unclipped that, and you'll be able to do the first one, but Andrew's right. Don't even attempt. Just thread it through there for what it's worth. Which is obviously what I've done there. Right, put you down again. Well, I said it was a learning curve, didn't I? So what I've actually done, I've just threaded that through. Of course, that is supposed to go over there like that and clip them two together, and I haven't. I've just got the one on there at the moment. Right, let's redo this. I think I might have to take part of this pole out as well, or just take them out again and start putting the poles in. Right, I'm fully aware, there's that sun. I'm fully aware that you're going to think, oh, that's a faff on. It isn't, it's me. First time putting it up. I should have just done what Andy said and threaded them through in the first place. But I just wanted to say how difficult it is. Believe me, it's just very, very difficult. So just thread them through. That wasn't too difficult at all. Just a couple of minutes to unclip them poles and feed them through. Now, whether I've got this pole in the right position, I do not know. I don't know if that's supposed to go, this pole is supposed to go underneath those or on top of them. I really don't know. So, here it is. So this is a freestanding tent. You don't even need to peg the door out. It's got two vents, which I'm not going to do very successfully. There we go, one-handed. I have pegged it, but even the door doesn't need pegging out. You know, so freestanding tents where they are freestanding, you move it around, but you still got to peg the door. With this, you wouldn't have to. But I have pegged it out. Obviously, it gives it its tension. So yeah, so we've got the two vents. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guy lines there, which is good. We've got at the back, just to keep the back pegged a little bit further away from your inner fly. I think that's a nice looking tent, that is a nice looking tent. Right, this does have some things actually that the Optimus doesn't. And one thing that I've just found out, obviously you've got your zip cover in there, which is Velcro, but watch this, see this? Your zip, in fact I'll just show you something first. So this is also a two-way zip, so you can vent if you were to cook in the vestibule. But this, I don't think the Optimus has this, but with this zip here, it's actually attached. I don't know if you can see that at the bottom of the door there. So as you zip, the door comes up like so. How's that? And then the door itself, I'll just do it. It's got two elastic, I believe two, yeah. 2 cords there, so we roll it up and it just hooks. I'm trying to do it one-handed, sorry guys. Just hooks up onto the poles there, so there's one at the top and one at the bottom. Let me just do this up and then we'll have a look inside. And excuse the sun, there we go. So I do like them. So to do your door back, you just click them over the pole. And it has been thought out, because that door, obviously, if you're zipping it up open in the mornings, it's with it being attached there and it bringing that inner up with it, it's going to stop any rain or anything getting inside. Now there is one further addition to this that the Optimus also has. You can see these here, there's one there and one at the back. Yep, that's right. It's got the same little gear bucket that you can put in. In fact, that is not a bad size porch, that, you know, really. That isn't a bad size. In fact, I'll pop that gear bucket in and I'll bring you back. So there we are with a gear store. Well, not gear store, put your boots in or whatever, your muddy stuff to keep them off. Now, when the footprint comes, I believe it comes out here. Well, that's the way that Daz had it this morning when I watched his video. It's a 15D, if you're wondering, it's a 15D ripstop sill nylon or nylon polyester. It's all tape seamed anyway, so you don't have to seam seal it. So that, I mean, it'll be siliconed on the outside, but not on the inner. The hydrostatic head is 3,000 millimetres, and the bathtub is 5,000 millimetres. Now what that means, because people get hung up quite a bit, don't they, about these hydrostatic heads. What that means, 3,000 millimetre hydrostatic head, means that you would have to have a column of water 3 metres high stood on top of this material until it started seeping through. So that's 3 metres of water before it starts seeping through the material. You know, so don't get too hung up on things having 2,000 hydrostatic heads and things, or 3,000 and not having 5,000. I mean, what's that? 3 metres is 9 foot of water. I mean, obviously continuous torrential downpours and rain will keep soaking and soaking and soaking the material, which could be equivalent to standing 3 metres of water on top of your tent. Right, let's have a look inside. Two-way zip on the door as well. I like that, no jingly jangles. Come on, zip. Trying to do it one-handed. We've got it though, we've got it. Right round. And it's got, if you can see, hang on, well, it should have. I'm trying to find, there it is. Got a pocket at the side there, just to stash the door into. So I've got the vents open inside. I will put, excuse me, I will put, there's your hanging loop up there for your lantern. I'll put all of the measurements up here, the dimensions and whatnot. I'm not one for measuring stuff. I'm sure somebody will at some point. Right, let's get in. Right, so here I am sat in it. My Crocs, I may as well make use of that. Little storage there. Yeah, and there's enough space here between your door for water not to drip inside. But why would you be sat with the door open if it's pouring with rain anyway? So there's obviously a foot end and a head end. I think with the matting you will touch the top. I'm 5'10". Should we go for the flattering pose? Sorry, I'm moving it all over. I'll lay down in it and we'll see where we're at. So, like I said, I'm 5'10". Can you see me? I've come right out at a bad time of day when the sun is really low in the sky. Yeah, so there's your hanging loop. You've got 2 vents strategically placed by the vents outside. So you've got one up by the door and then you've got your other one to this side. Whoop. So this is me laid in. Right, let's have a look at the tutty end there. How we're looking there. Plenty of room there, isn't there? And by my side here, yeah, you would easily get a bit of kit in there, but I'm pretty sure you'd get your backpack in that outer porch as well. So yeah, right, I am, and it's nice and taut in her as well. I'm impressed, and I'm sure with practice you'd be able to put this tent up in a matter of minutes. Right, let's get out. Yeah, I know the sun's low, but you would easily get a backpack in there. You would easily get your backpack in there. Right, let's tilt you up a little bit. Yeah, I think with the guy lines out and everything, it'll be a pretty, you look, I'm in the dark, aren't I? It'll be a pretty solid tent. Longevity, I've no idea. I'm looking forward to Andrew going out in the weekend and testing it. But I think for the money I paid, £130. Now the footprint is extra. They are out of stock at the moment, unfortunately, of the footprints. but keep checking, I'm sure they're going to get them in. The footprint was 20 odd pound, but again I managed to use that code and I got the footprint for £19.99. So the whole setup basically £150 for what is hopefully going to be a fantastic little 4-season tent. And it is all solid inside, barring them 2 small air vents. And if we just have a look at the gap between, I don't know if you can see, the gap between the outer and the inner. If I put you up here at the top, not the best camera work, but it gives you hopefully some idea, because I think Al likes to see how much gap there is between. Yeah, so brilliant stuff. And the next thing I've got coming, you won't believe, I've managed to buy a titanium hot stove, a 3 metre squared garden marquee pop-up thing, and some other bits. Titanium hot stove, well, I'll show you it when it arrives, that'll be the next video. But I've got the marquee, the titanium hot stove that comes with a flue and everything, the chimney, roll-up chimney, for less than £10, brand new. You can guess where from, but I'll reveal all that in the next one. So there you go. Sorry there's been a few paid promotions. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, but I will always put it to paid promotion. I mean, to be fair guys, I do spend a lot of my own money on this channel, and I do try to bring, so you can see stuff that you might want to or not want to buy, what's in sort of the budget affordable range. And that, I would say that 99% of the stuff that you see on my channel I've paid for out of my own pocket. So if somebody is going to offer me something, you know, say, Mick, do you want to have a look at this and that, and it's something that is used in this sort of niche, you know, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes to them. Only if it's relevant and if it's something I would use, you know. I'm not going to turn it down. I'd be daft to. I spend enough of my own money, and I hope you guys don't mind that. I know there's some that will mind it, but yeah. But at least I always put that paid promotion. I think some people, especially new YouTubers, the smallest, are getting a little bit confused. I don't think they realise that they have to put that on. You don't have to be paid. They don't have to give you any money. If a company sends you something of value for free, they don't have to actually physically put money into your account. If you receive something like a head torch, if it's got a value, any monetary value, and they've given you it to show on the channel, you must, by YouTube's terms and conditions, put that paid promotion label up. Otherwise you're breaching YouTube's terms and conditions. You must let people know that it is a paid promotion. Even though it's not physical cash, it doesn't matter. If they've given you something of value for free and ask you to mention it or whatever, or do a video on it, you have to. Like, I never ever take any paid promotions or gifts, freebies off people if they tell me what I've got to say. So everyone that you've seen so far, none of them have said, Mick, don't mention this or mention, you know, some of them obviously will say, can you just mention that it's got 3 settings, or can you mention that it's waterproof down to, so that's fair enough, you know, it's stuff you mention. But if they say, Mick, whatever you do, don't mention this, we know it's a fault, I wouldn't do it. So I will always be honest, and I do always say they're just a first look. Anyway, I'm going on. And when I'm on that with YouTube terms and conditions, just for anybody who's watching and start a YouTube channel, also, you're not supposed to, on your giveaways, say that you have to be subscribed to the channel to be in with a chance, because YouTube see that, they deem it as gleaning false subscribers, like coercing people to join the channel. So obviously, if you had a channel on stamp collecting and you said, next week I'm going to give away £10,000, but you must be subscribed to the channel, obviously people are going to flood to the channel and subscribe, but are they going to watch your actual videos? No, they're not. They won't watch any of your stamp videos and that. And that's where YouTube have an issue, say, they need organic subscribers, because it's pointless having hundreds of thousands of subscribers if they're not going to watch your videos. YouTube's all about making money, and makes its money through adverts. So if you've got 10,000 subscribers and nobody's watching it, YouTube get a bit angry. They think, well, hang on, you've falsely sort of diddled your figures with the subscribers there by offering them £10,000 if they subscribe, they've got a chance of getting that. They're never going to watch it, but you're making your numbers look bigger. So yeah, so you can't actually, you're not supposed to, I know people do, but you're not supposed to say you have to be subscribed. You can say like the video and all that, or you can say, and if you don't want to miss the draw or whatever, hit that notification bell. Obviously you know what they have to do to hit that notification bell, but you can't literally tell them to subscribe to the channel. I think I'll cut that out because it's a waffle, isn't it? Yeah, so I'll leave it in there. Right, so that's this 130. What do you guys think of this? It is basically the double of the Optimus in it, apart from a washing line and the peg out, the tie out points. And I'm not sure what poles the Optimus uses either. But if you would put them side by side, if you watch Andrew Park's video, you'll see they look the same tent. I think personally, I think the Optimus is nearer £300, but personally, I think the Optimus looks a little bit harder wearing, but it's double the price. So anyway, that's it, guys. I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to leave the tent out. Or should I put it away and weight on the scales? In fact, you know what? I will take it down and I'll put it on the scales without any packaging. Well, without the plastic bags and stuff and that. And no, I won't. I'm going to leave it up. I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, it doesn't matter, does it? Right, I'm going to go. So that's it for this one. So if you've liked it, please give us a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe, get yourself subscribed. It costs you nothing and you get to listen to me waffling on. So until next time, guys, whatever it is, wherever we may be, jazz hands, brother. I love you loads of millions. Bye for now. Mwah.